Hi, welcome to Love Saranghae with Peter and Andrea. In the next 30 minutes, we'll take you on a journey into the exciting world of entrepreneurship, relationships, and the secrets behind achieving that coveted glow. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, welcome to another episode of Love Saranghae podcast with Peter and Andrea.
Hi.
And we're going to do something very fun today. We're going to do something not so serious, something a little more fun, a little off the cuff. We're going to do myth or fact. And hopefully, we don't have too much time to do hundreds of it, but we'll cover maybe 6 or 7. And hopefully, if you guys like it, we'll do more of these in the future. Okay, so let's get going. I'm going to ask the first question. The first myth or fact, Andrea, is eating greasy food causes breakouts. Is that a myth or fact?
That's a tough one. But I'm gonna say myth and fact, so it's both.
Oh, do tell.
Do I get to choose both? I like and, not or. So there's no direct link between greasy food and breakouts, but studies have found that there is a correlation between dairy products and high-glycemic foods such as chips, white rice, and baked goods, triggering breakouts. So correlation is not causation, but it can't be all that surprising because as we've been saying, and as we know, what you put in your body always has an effect. So you can take that in whatever way you want to take that. If it's me, I would say that it's a fact. I will not eat a lot of greasy food because not only does it make me feel gross inside, I do notice that my skin is not as healthy looking on the outside when I don't consume healthier food options on the inside. So that's my thought, my 2 cents on that. Peter, do you want to add anything to that?
No, you said it perfectly.
Okay, I'll do the next one. Myth or fact, Peter, putting toothpaste on a pimple will get rid of the pimple. Myth or fact?
Interesting you say this because I used to do this when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah. And half the time I thought it worked and half the time I thought it didn't. So now being a skincare founder, I know better. It is in fact a myth.
Why is it a myth?
So research actually says the opposite. Chemicals in toothpaste cause dryness. And I know why people we used to put toothpaste on our pimples because we thought fluoride was an antibacterial, but it's not. It actually doesn't have that effect at all. So the chemicals in toothpaste cause dryness and can stimulate oil production, which does the exact opposite of what we're looking for. So we want to control sebum production, and toothpaste, because it dries out the skin, it will stimulate more sebum production. It does the opposite. So it's a myth. You can't do it.
Don't do it.
All right. Okay, next question. Next truth or myth? Myth or fact? Coconut oil is a great facial moisturizer. And I used to do this as well because coconut oil was cheaper.
I'm not going to lie. I still put coconut oil on my body, but it's actually a myth because coconut oil is an occlusive, and that means that it will clog your pores. So
if you want to break out and have acne, go ahead and use coconut oil.
All over your face.
All over your face.
I use it on my body, though, and I actually feel like it helps. I mix it with my body cream.
I stopped using coconut oil altogether because I thought it was greasy. I didn't like the feeling of it.
It is greasy.
And I thought it worked no better than the moisturizing body lotions that I use. We should come up with our own. That's what we should do.
That is what we should do. I really want to do that. I'm actually working on that. So hopefully soon, in the next year or two, I'll have something.
There you go.
Because it's really hard to find a good body lotion that's clean, a cleaner.
And effective at a cheaper rate because I don't want to pay $100 for I don't want to pay $80 to $100 for a body lotion that's going to last me 25 days, right?
That will last depending on how many times you shower.
Yeah, I shower 3 times a day.
Okay, next one. People with oily skin don't need to use moisturizers. Myth or fact?
Okay. Well, I think people can kind of generally guess where this is going to go. It is, of course, a myth. And it follows the same principle as the toothpaste myth. because it does the opposite if you don't use moisturizers. Moisturizers, skin creams, will help control sebum production because dry and dehydrated skin trigger our skin to produce more sebum, which can lead to clogged pores and breakouts. Also, what we've been saying over the years, moisturizers and creams have the added function of sealing things like serums or any of the actives that you use, and also providing protection. Without that, your skin will lose a lot of water, dehydrate, and it's bare to most of your environmental stressors and grime and dirt, all that stuff. So moisturizers also provide a extra layer of protection, which for the price that you pay, I think it's essential. Absolutely. Okay.
Agreed. And maybe if you have like acne or you have more oily skin, maybe you would use a lighter moisturizer. So for example, our Aurora Bioactive Collagen Cream would be a better choice over our Saranghae Firm and Lift because it is a lighter moisturizer.
Yeah, and obviously they come in more handy when you use actives. Like for example, if you're using concentrated actives to treat acne, you need to have that moisturizer as a final step to seal everything in. Okay.
Exactly. Next one.
You don't need to apply an SPF if you have one in your foundation. By the way, before you answer this question, can you tell the audience what SPF stands for?
Sun Protection Factor.
Whoa, she remembers. Okay.
Listening to one of our other podcasts, you'd know that because that was one of our acronym breakdowns.
That's right. So what is the answer?
So myth versus fact, that is a myth and a fact. And I love the word "and," obviously. But so SPF in your foundation is better than not wearing it at all. But it is always recommended to apply a sunscreen in addition to the makeup of an SPF 30 or higher. Usually SPF in makeup is about an SPF of 15, and it's not high enough to actually protect your skin. So we highly recommend you using an SPF of 30 or higher. We recommend 50, and we also recommend using a mineral-based sunscreen if you have it available, or if you have a choice. Mineral is always better than chemical.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things I want to add to that. Number one is that if you look back in the last 5 years or so, there are a lot of stories about SPFs failing. So people getting burned because their sunscreen didn't work. Well, if you take a look at the stories, if you go deeper, most of these stories were based on SPFs that were included in other functional cosmetics. So not an actual sunscreen with an SPF 30 mineral base. Like it was added, the SPF element was added to a foundation or some sort of other cosmetic, and they failed.
Right.
So the stories are generally regards to that type of material or that type of cosmetic. That's one. Two is that you have to actually understand how this whole kind of marketing thing works, because in the cosmetic world, you don't have to say that you are an SPF 30. Well, all you need to do is say we're a foundation that included an SPF 30 or SPF 15 into our foundation. So we guarantee, what they're really saying is we don't guarantee any real sun protection. We just have it added here. So it's a foundation, not an SPF.
Take that with what you
Yeah. So I know what they're saying. You know, it makes it sound like that this will give you SPF 15 protection. It doesn't. Some may, some may not, depending on how much they use, depending on how they actually mix it into their product. But imagine if you're using a powder foundation that's got SPF in it, how effective can it really be, right? So keep that in mind. I wouldn't trust it. Well, I don't trust any foundation on my skin because I don't use.
Because you don't use foundation on your skin.
Should I use foundation on my skin, babe? What do you think?
Please don't.
But yeah, so take that with a grain of salt. No judgment. Exactly. All right, what's next?
Okay. Next one. Anything that is marked natural or chemical free must be better. Myth or fact?
Okay, so I'm going to say this is a myth, and I'm not saying that natural is not good or chemical free is not good. You know, being free from chemicals or additives is always a good thing, in my opinion, or at least something you should take a look at. But let me tell you why this is a myth, because this is another thing that our industry does very poorly because they want to sell you more stuff and not really do what's best for you. You see a lot of products out there that's marked natural or chemical free, but because there is no legal definition or legal requirement to provide what is natural or what is chemical free, there are no accepted guidelines or what's accepted or what's not. So a lot of brands will use these words freely as a marketing ploy. And what's in the products are nowhere close to what you think it means when they say natural or chemical free. I'll give you an example. For example, a naturally occurring chemical or an ingredient is lead. Okay? And you will find lead in some cosmetics, but you can label it natural because lead is considered natural. It happens naturally.
So you're not going to label it with the word lead. You're going to label it with a
natural ingredient. So just because they say it's natural doesn't mean it's good for you, right? So bottom line, you've got to do your research on all your products and see what works and what doesn't work for you. Remember, companies and brands, most of them out there, they leave it up to you to make a decision. Their job is to sell you as many products as possible. Just keep that in mind. That's their objective. So it's up to you to protect yourself in that way.
Yeah.
Cool?
Cool.
All right.
And don't buy anything with lead in it.
Exactly. I'll do you one better. Just buy Saranghae and Aurora, and you don't have to, and everything is solved. There you go.
We got you.
Let us do the work for you.
Okay, last one.
All right, last one. Chocolate causes acne.
Ooh, I've heard this one a lot, especially growing up. I remember being a teenager and I would be having a chocolate bar. And someone would be like, don't eat that, you're going to get a pimple. And I was like, what? So I actually looked into it, and that is a myth in the sense that there's no evidence suggesting that this sweet treat will lead to development of acne. Just as cutting chocolate out of the diet completely will not clear up the acne either. So eating it will not cause it, and cutting it out will not clear it up. But that said, too much sugar in the diet is not good for your skin and your overall health, because what's going on inside your body will affect your skin. So eating too much sugar is linked to inflammation in the body and can lead to skin conditions and deeper health problems. So all that to say, go ahead, enjoy the chocolate. However, do so in moderation.
Everything in moderation. Well, that is the secret to life.
Not everything.
What?
Not everything.
What is it? What do you like to indulge? It's not in moderation. Water?
Yeah, water. I probably drink too much water.
Yeah, true.
But it's good for you. Look at my skin.
Mm-hmm. But that's not water. That's Saranghae.
That's
and Aurora.
True.
Okay. I think that's good. I think that's a nice short episode. I think people who are driving can say, yeah, I finished a full episode. Usually our episode's like 40 minutes. Yeah.
So let us know if you like this myth versus fact, if this helps to debunk some of the common things that you hear people say about skincare, about ingredients, about food, and how it relates to the skin health. Let us know, because there's so many myths and so many things that we can talk about.
Yeah.
So let us know, and we'll do another one.
Actually, we'll do that. We'll do one better. Please let us know about any ideas of podcasts that you have, because we're running out of ideas.
All right.
So send it in, please. There you go.
All right. Okay. Thanks for listening, and we'll chat soon.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Love Saranghae with us, Peter and Andrea. If you've enjoyed this episode, leave us a review. Your ratings and reviews help more people like you find our show. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and share this podcast with someone you think would love it. Until next time, love yourself, love one another, and love the world.